YouTube? What's going on? Today we are going to be watching some replays, and this time it's not ranked replays. It's actually tournament replays from a tournament that Daniel played in this night, the night that I'm actually recording this, which is a Monday video releasing the next day on Tuesday. So Daniel has been known to play in these astronaut 3v3 tournaments a bunch before. In fact, you've maybe heard me talk about the teams he plays with. Usually he queues up into these with a team called Randoms, frequently teaming with Chronic, and I think the original team I saw play multiple times was two-piece. In fact, I think he queued it with the Randoms the last time that there was an Astro, so like maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't think he made it very far that time around. This time he queued up with Stealth and Crow Shiny Wings under the team name Wings. And here they're playing SCG, which consists of Rise, Dribs, and Aviator. This is a best of 5. We're going to watch the whole series. I will say that Daniel did go on to win. I believe we're going to put that in the title thumbnail anyways. Go on to win this Astro tournament. But I won't tell you how many games it took for him to win this quarterfinal. So we'll be in a little bit of mystery as the game goes on. But we've watched Daniel play some 3v3 before. We saw him play in 6-man series against a lot of other top pros. But a lot of good teams will play in these astronaut circuit, 3v3s. It's this long shot will be the first goal for Daniel and his squad. We'll see. I think Integrity was playing in this one alongside Team Power was also playing in this one. And Genesis, which I know is a cusp team, has been trying to make their way into a regional, played in this Astronaut 3v3, as well as I'm sure a few more that I'm forgetting to name. But some serious RLCS contending teams will play, and this is Daniel and a lot of other youngsters' opportunity to show that they are top players. There are no 15-year-old age restrictions on the astronaut circuit 3v3 games, so you get to see players like Daniel, and I think we saw players like Chronic playing too, even before he turned 15 years old. I want to say that was maybe the origin of the Randoms. Could be making that up. Lots of different squads have played under the name Randoms, but in general it's the same 5 or probably maybe even up to 6 people who have queued under the name. But I always used to say that the Randoms are my favorite team to watch. I was hoping that the Randoms would try and get into their RLCS, for a long time. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be like that. Loads of people like to speculate who is Daniel going to end up playing with when it comes time for RLCS. And I, just like everyone else, don't know. And I also haven't watched any of these games. So far, Daniel has been pretty uninvolved in the scoring. His teammates have been handling it for him for the most part. Stealth is actually a guy that we have had play on stream before. I don't know if you guys remember when Stealth played in the Feer 500 Season 1, the first $500 tournament that I ever hosted. Had Stealth in it, and he ended up doing pretty well, but finished towards the bottom. Pretty impressive to qualify against the kind of competition that was playing, though. And Crow Shiny Wings, I think a player that is maybe banned from 6-mans. I gained that from just watching for a couple seconds the astronaut stream live, in which people were suggesting that Crow should be unbanned, and everybody was fanboying over him. He obviously, interestingly, plays in the Venom, which is not like any other top player, but it's nice to see a little bit of variety from anybody in the scene. It's a nice save from Daniel to keep his team in it. The last time we saw Daniel play, he actually played a very defensive style. When we saw him playing that 6-man series, he liked to stay back in net for the most part. This time he's not going to be able to get back for a long shot from the SCG squad. But it's interesting. You watch Daniel play 1v1s, and you'd assume that any sort of 3v3 team he'd play in, he'd be the kind of striker who's up front and midfield. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great defender, but a player like him, you'd expect to be on the offense, but he has been a rock for the 3v3 teams we've seen him play with in the past. This time he's going to absolutely juke the ever-living brains out of Rise, I think it was. But can't get the double with a couple defenders laying in wait. Daniel once again on the back line. Him and his squad all tied up at 2-2 with 30 seconds left to go. I think they're on Champions Field, which is interesting. I'm pretty sure this is game 1 of this series. Don't know why they started it up on Champions Field right off the bat. But a missed challenge from Dan is going to try and take out a couple of the defenders. Not going to matter much as his team can't get possession. This is a wall to air dribble opportunity, something that Daniel loves to do in 1v1. This time he's going to pass it down to Crow, and Crow slamming it in. Turns out Daniel is just as lethal off the wall in 3v3 as he is in 1v1. As he finds his teammate, he's pre-jumped this super hard. Dribs actually is able to pop it over him, but not at the cost of hitting it into the ground. So Daniel and the Wing squad going to take game 1 over STG. Game 2 of Daniel and Wing. I believe they just said Wing, not even Wings, but maybe it was Wings, against SCG. This time, Daniel in the Fennec. I'm pretty sure he played the last game in the Octane, but didn't like it. Didn't win by enough. Wants to play Fennec now, as he can't get up in the air in time to take this one away. I wonder if Daniel and Stealth played any games in our crew battle stuff. We did some crew battle things around the time that Fusion was really big. I know Stealth and Daniel both were around during that time. Daniel popped to midfield. Stealth, a double. Rise! Can't clear it away, but man, Stealth just barely missing it off the crossbar. Daniel once again finding himself on the back wall. An interesting setup. Daniel pre-jumping to check and see if he could save it away. Nice turn to dodge the demo. He's going to hang out at midfield. And I just really feel like more often than not, we see Daniel in this really defensive position. Whether that's where he likes to be or whether that's where his teammates force him to be. He is a rock for the team, and keeping the scoring low at the beginning of this game. He'll be taken off the map after he basically dribbles a clear down to the other side of the field to get his team on offense. He'll respawn, taking the midfield boost. Stealth seems like he probably could have afforded to pick that up, but he's not going to have anything. Instead, Daniel going to have to be making a play of his own as he retreats right back down the side of the field that the ball was being played on. Those are great quick wave dashes on the corner. It really seems like we're going to start seeing a lot of those fast wave dashes from top players anytime they find themselves on the wall to get a little bit of that extra speed. As soon as those wave dashes become second nature, we'll start seeing them pop up all the time in games. This long shot is going to be saved easily. So Daniel making sure to get a chip to pop it over one. Couldn't quite get it over the last one, but he'll steal a back corner boost and see if he can take Rise out of the game. He at least gets Rise up out of the net. Shot opportunity, but Daniel not going to be able to beat the other two out. Not a bad idea to go up in the air. Oh, this would be a nasty redirect. Daniel falling from the ceiling, almost able to shoot on an open net. I'm sure SCG did not think they had to worry about a shot attempt. But Daniel bouncing it off the ground and then too high. 0-0 halfway through the game. Daniel trying to cherry pick up field for his teammates. But they're not going to be able to hit him. High lob. Daniel's going to have time to do whatever he wants with this, so he takes it back down to the ground. Nice catch and cut in front of the net. No teammates there to take a shot, and too strong of a cut to go in on its own accord. Dribs. A nice kill. The ball recognizing Daniel turning away. No reason to tap it to him. Daniel, the flip reset. Double. Aviator able to send it away. Long shot. Crow should be able to break this up. Can't continue it. Doesn't have the boost. So Daniel having to turn in and take it away. He had about 70 when he went and picked up that back corner. Might be starving his teammates out a little more than they would like. But never a bad idea to make sure Daniel's at 100% capability. Double committing with Stealth here. Stealth had jumped long before this shot attempt, or this touch attempt by Daniel. Really should not have gone up. Unless he thought he was going to convince Stealth to get rid of this ball. This would be a nutty shot from Stealth. Oh my goodness. The passing plays from Wings have been really good. And for the most part, they've happened without Daniel. We did see Daniel score the game leading goal, though, with a pass down to Crow. Daniel trying to cover Rise as he takes it in front of the net. He will be able to send Aviator away. Daniel low on boost. Not able to pick up either one of these back corners, but he's always felt comfortable in the back half. Whenever he's there, seems to keep this SCG squad scoreless. One of the only goals we saw from SCG came when he went a little bit too far upfield, couldn't make it back in time. Nice bump of Aviator. I'm not sure Aviator would have gotten the save or not, but a great setup and a bunch of backboard plays from Wings to get a goal with 26 seconds left to go. Daniel, the high pop. Drib should be able to connect this to the backboard, but a bit of a missed touch as he sends it to the ceiling and straight down instead. Daniel having a panic flip here to help redirect this ball away from danger. The SCG squad just absolutely set Daniel wide up in a one-on-one. Could not get the double, though. Not going to need it as long as he can get this ball to touch the ground. Daniel pinch in. Stealth. One more touch. The SCG squad was able to pinch it against the wall, but it will hit the ground. So game number 2 going to go to Wings and Daniel as they go up 2-0. Game number 3. Daniel hopping in the Venom alongside his teammate Crow Shiny Wings. And he seems like maybe he was trying to recreate a similar car, but he did not succeed. He does have a red with red wheels. Him and Crow Shiny Wings are just completely on top of the ball together. There's no surprise that they do eventually get scored on. You can't get away with doing that much movement together without the other team playing with 3 players eventually scoring. Stealth high up to Crow. Crow's going to have such a hard time scoring this, but he does do a good job of dropping it down. Seemed like he was looking for the flip reset, and even though he didn't get it, he did set up his teammates well. Rise going to take Daniel off the field. A nice respawn as Daniel hovering, trying to be a passing option for Stealth. Didn't really have the boost to stay up for very long and does prefer to play out of this back 10th of his field. Does get a low save. Quick reaction time to this ball. Shot up. Crow not able to redirect it and slightly offline, but that was a great read by Daniel. Good recognition to get up super early before that ball even came off the side wall. Rise to Aviator is going to need a double it. Stealth says no. Daniel finding himself a little bit too far ahead of the ball. Certainly wanting to help clear that one away, but got a little bit ahead of himself. Had to turn around and leave it for his teammates. The first time in a long time he's down on the blue side of the field, picking up that back corner boost. Faith in his teammates, at least for a moment, as he's dunking dribs on the side wall. Rise, a shot opportunity. Daniel cutting it away. Crow Shiny Wings to Stealth. Stealth, the fake, and the first. A great play from Stealth, and most of the offense not coming from Daniel in these 3v3 games. But it doesn't matter as long as he keeps his team in it. Daniel double. Crow Shiny Wings and Stealth working to get a shot attempt on. SCG looking to take Daniel out of the game. And I think one of the more important things to notice, nice flick attempt by Dribs, just barely not taking his team up too, is we are watching the game from Daniel's perspective. I do think viewers want to see what Daniel is up to in 3v3. It's been a long time since we've watched him play 1v1 on the channel. But it should be noted that Stealth and Crow Shiny Wings, all these other players playing on the field with Daniel are very high-level 3v3 players, if not, maybe, equivalent to Daniel in 3v3 skill. Of course, people will focus on Daniel on these kind of teams as he has created a bit of a fan base. But Stealth is a player who has made the RLCS before. I think he made it into a regional in the last season of RLCS X. Crow Shiny Wings, I'm not so sure. I think he's been a top player, around the scene, but I don't think he's made it into a top regional. But still, nonetheless, Daniel not doing this all alone, even though we're watching it from his perspective. That's boost spawning directly behind Daniel. Aviator popping this one up. Interesting read from Daniel. Oh my goodness, he had no business getting a touch there as he pre-jumped, trying to cover the angles, and ended up being in the perfect spot after the wall touch from SCG. Dribs to the corner. Daniel says no. He's got a bit of a 1v1 situation if he had played it fast, but he does slow it down. Pops it over one. Crow Shiny Wings trying to help him out by literally driving underneath him and flipping alongside him. Daniel retreat into the back third. Stealth up all by himself. Able to keep the offense going as he gets it over Aviator. Flip reset. Can he double it past Rise? He can't. Daniel trying to get a crazy read, and the redirect isn't there. The loss of touch from Daniel will result in a completely free possession for SCG. So a bit of greed for Daniel as he looks to try and put his team up 2-1. Not a bad idea in 3v3. It is not easy to come by scoring as he's going to drop this down to Crow. Shiny Wings, Dribs, takes it away, and that was really dangerous. Daniel just barely staying alive. Dribs, a nice drop down. Daniel not going to trust Stealth to be able to clear it away. Wants to give him a help. That does mean two people are up, and this offensive possession will be a dangerous one for SCG. A great power shot opportunity. I think if he puts that crossbar down, it's not getting saved, but he misses high. Dribs and his wall dribble setup will get broken up by Daniel, and now his team on offense. 0 seconds left on the clock. Up to Stealth. Can Stealth drop it in? He does! Stealth dropping it in off the Daniel pass. It's a 3-0, which of course I knew. I knew how many replays there were, but I didn't know how it happened as Daniel and his squad take down SGG in the quarterfinal of the Astro tournament. He went on to win in the semis and finals as well, going against Team Power in the finals. I believe it was a 4-0 sweep. I'll be honest, it was happening as I was recording this, so it looked like it was going to be a 4-0 sweep.